Instagram filter for the entire world.
Right.
So everything feels
Just a little rosy. I had a pair of rose-colored glasses before, and I got it. I was like, oh, I get it. It is better this way.
It is nicer. Yeah, it's like a full. Dude, I need to show you this. So
Okay, what is this?
have a little open of that. So you'll remember that I sent you a photo on iMessage a couple of months ago of a friend of mine who was in Antarctica.
Yeah.
And he flew a comedy mothership lighter out to Antarctica. I've been reliably told that that lighter was used to smoke weed in Antarctica. Yeah,
wow.
And it was dropped a number of times, so it's touched ancient permafrost.
Fuck yeah. What kind of laws do they have in Antarctica?
I don't know. Apparently
Do they
very
have any
liberal.
laws?
Fuck knows. I don't know. I don't know if
There's nobody there. Have they established laws?
they were 400 miles in.
Whoa.
So this was part of the final experiment, which was this attempt to try and disprove flat Earth.
Oh.
He went as a part of that.
Did he bring flat earthers? Is that the deal?
So
Yeah.
4 flat earthers, 4 globe earthers, get flown to Antarctica. It's $35,000 per person.
Oh
and
my
it was,
God.
This guy called Will Duffy put the project together, flew everybody down there.
Did he pay for each person?
Yep.
Wow.
So, I think maybe a couple of people chose to go self-funded, but they were trying to get the open offer to all of the biggest flat Earth influencers, commentators on the planet. I don't know what to call them.
How many went?
4 of each. So 4 roundies, 4 flatties. And
don't you want to see their search histories?
maybe the FBI do. I don't know.
The flat people I want to see.
So they do this in the middle of our winter, their summer. They observe the sun above the horizon for 24 hours. So there's no explanation, apparently, with most of the models of flat Earth about how the sun could stay above the horizon for 24 hours. So they flew down, they had drones flying in the air, they had a 24-hour 360 cameras, they had live stream of iPhones, all of this stuff, and then they had the people that were on the ground. And the guys that were there observed the sun.
Did the flat earthers switch stances?
So 3
did and 1 didn't?
But I was just
Oh, this is drone footage?
Yeah, so the final experiment.
So those are apparently mountaintops.
But they're submerged.
It's just all ice.
That is so fucking hardcore.
Because, there's a bunch of things up there that look like pyramids. And what it really is just an unusual peak of an enormous mountain. Have you seen the Antarctic pyramids? Yeah, you got to go all in on that.
Okay. Fucking.
There's
We have
people that believe
hard launched this episode.
people that believe wild shit about Antarctica. So you know about the direct energy weapon theory, right?
Yes, I did see that on Sean Ranch.
Yes, I did as well. I was like,
That guy's fucking really interesting.
yeah, it's like he sounds really interesting, but I want to sit him next to Eric Weinstein. You know what I'm saying? Like, is anything this guy's saying make any sense? I've done that before with one guy who was a fraudster. I sent him a video and I said, "Tell me if this is gobbledygook or if this is like
use
real physics."
Eric to stress test some guy's ideas.
Or he loves it. He loves any sort of intellectual stimulation, and especially if it's like mathematics or physics or something where it's his wheelhouse. And he's great because someone can sound really good to me. They can start quoting thermodynamics,
Finessing you through whatever the problem is.
like chiropractors do. Chiropractors use all these crazy, weird terms for musculature and different insertion points. It's to let you know that they have a comprehensive understanding of the body that's far beyond yours, Chris. And this is the same thing like a lot of fraudsters do. That they'll use enormous language and very verbose, phrases. And it's like they're just trying to get you to think that they're smarter than they are.
Yeah, I think people use sort of complex language and fluency as a proxy for truthfulness and insight.
Yes. And especially if you're dealing with a truly brilliant person, that's what a pyramid.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just on Google Maps.
Yeah.
Jamie, you've just gone to Google Maps.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to any. I went to the source.
Any kooky websites? But it does look like a pyramid.
Well, it also looks like all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the.
But the reality is that's probably under a couple miles of ice.
Yeah, so this final experiment thing sent the world into a spiral. There's this dude, Jaron Campanella, who was one of the biggest influences, and he's said I saw the sun above the horizon. I think the Earth's round. And he's immediately been. The Flat Earth Society's just gone into a head spin. They're saying they didn't really go to Antarctica. They went to the Sphere in Vegas. Was one of the accusations. They did it at the Sphere in Vegas, and they were tracking it around.
The sphere's not that big, kids.
Yeah, well,
It's not that big.
I
I've
don't
been
know.
there. There's seats everywhere. You would know you're there.
I don't know. They had a bad time, but yeah, that's been pretty wild. Talking of pyramids, dude, this new pyramid shit that's just come out.
Oh, this is insane. Yeah, I was going to send this to you as well, Jamie. I'll send you one of the most comprehensive breakdowns of it on X because it's quite stunning. So apparently, through the use of LiDAR, they have discovered that there are enormous structures underneath the Great Pyramid that go kilometers deep into the earth with coils. So enormous pillars, and then these coils. They don't understand what it is because they're just looking at LiDAR images. But whatever this is a uniform structure. There's several pillars. And all of this is like very, very, very weird.
Yeah, it's 600 meters descending down those cylinders, and then there's more stuff below it, and then there's additional structures inside of it. Yeah, that was crazy.
It's really crazy. There's a guy, Jay Anderson, and he did a breakdown of it. Maybe this would be good. We could play this. It makes a little more sense when someone's explaining it to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, we need somebody that's an expert here, not me and you.
Zawi Hawass, by the way, has said it's nonsense. So I don't know.
Already?
Yes. According to Graham Hancock. This is a wonderful thing about having Graham
I texted
Hancock's
Graham yesterday. I was like, yo, what's going on with this?
Yeah, so click on that and go full screen, please. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. There are times in life when it's better to make that big purchase, like buying a car for job opportunities or a home to build equity. If you're smart with your money, it could pay off big time in the long run. Those aren't the only things you should be investing in, though. It's just as important that you take care of you and your health. That includes your mental health. And you could be smart with your money here, too. Use BetterHelp. Traditional in-person therapy can cost between $100 to $250 a month. But BetterHelp Online Therapy can help you save an average of up to 50% per session. Plus, this March, they're giving you an even bigger discount on starting therapy, one of the biggest I've offered on this show, with 90% off your first week. Therapy can help with a lot of different things. It can help you work through trauma, develop positive coping skills, mindfulness, and more. Everyone can benefit from it. Whatever you want to work on, BetterHelp has you covered. They have a network of over 30,000 therapists, one of the largest online therapy platforms in the world. And since everything is online, it's easy to work it into your schedule. With just a few clicks, you can start a session. Your well-being is worth it. For a limited time, visit betterhelp.com/JRE to get 90% off your first week. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JRE.
Significant of a discovery this is.
Dun, dun, dun. I love the music. And geometry.
You got to appreciate the dramatic intro.
Project Unity.
What has just been announced in relation to the pyramids at the Giza Plateau and the plateau itself is so incredible, so awe-inspiring and narrative-shattering that I have been sitting here for the last hour trying to wrap my head around the implications of what we were just told. So this is pretty much breaking news because the new findings were announced on the 16th of March at a press conference held by the team who were studying the Great Pyramid of Giza with a non-invasive technology. It was first developed by Filippo Bionde and Corrado Malanga, called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography.
Fuck, that's a
This
mouthful.
was used to explore the internal
Chiropractor
structure
talk.
of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And this method leverages the analysis of micro-movements typically generated by background seismic activity to achieve a higher resolution, full 3D tomographic imagery of the pyramid's interior and subsurface components. The recent findings from deploying this technology are nothing short of mind-blowing, because what's been discovered is that there are huge structures coming down from the base of the pyramid deep into the bedrock. In fact, over 600 meters deep, which then connects to structures that extend up to 2 kilometers below the surface of the ground. 2 kilometers. Massive internal structures connected to the base of the pyramid and extending deep, deep down. This is what we know so far.
What does your friend think about it?
Which friend?
The one that you said it's bullshit.
Oh, that's not my friend. That's Zawi Hawass.
Okay.
Zawi Hawass is the head of antiquities in Egypt. He's like the head guy that talks to the archaeologists and gives the official narrative. In the past, he's been extremely hostile to Graham Hancock, but Graham Hancock and him have now become friends.
Oh yes, I do know this guy.
Coordinating. Graham is a lovely guy. I think people that like are enemies with him just need to get to know him and hang out with him. He's a genuine, real human being who's trying to find the truth. He doesn't have fake narratives, and he's so sensitive too. Like he's so upset. Like when people smear him, like the Atlantis thing, they were trying to say it's a white supremacist idea to look for Atlantis. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like we had this guy Flint Dibble on, who in an article, and he was talking about Graham, and he's connecting Graham to white supremacy and all this crazy shit because of the Atlantis theory. It's the way they dismiss
It
Atlantis.
pedestalizes white heritage.
Because some people in the past who have theorized about Atlantis had white supremacist ideas. But also, most people didn't. Like Plato didn't. Like the people that talked about this place, it's in sub-Saharan Africa. I mean, it's like the least white supremacist discovery of all time, as are the pyramids. This is Africa. It's the least white supremacist notion of all time that this incredibly advanced ancient civilization had reached some sort of proficiency that's above and beyond we attribute to them. I think Graham is right, and I think there's a lot of other people that are right too that are chasing this down. And Christopher Dunn had long ago theorized and wrote a book that he believes that the Great Pyramid of Giza is a gigantic power plant. He thinks it generates power, and he has a very like a working theory of why it's built the way it's built that totally coincides with the ability to produce hydrogen, the ability to utilize the rays of space and try to find some way to generate electricity through this.
Yeah, the association of other people that we don't like talked about this thing, therefore anybody else that talks about this thing is immediately attached to them, just seems like a very lazy way to sort of smear people. It's lazy thinking.
It's gross. It's beyond lazy. It's not lazy. It's really cheap. It's like they're cheap insults, and it's also from academia, which is so disappointing. You know, I mean, academia has been so captured by this mind virus of leftism that it's so bizarre to watch the brightest minds and the people that we lean on for rational, reasonable thinking and an objective understanding of the world. We lean on the experts. And when they're calling someone a white supremacist for talking about an advanced society that lived in Africa.
There's a lot of ways that you can put your foot in it. There's this woman, Corey Clark, who sent a survey to every psychology professor in the US and asked them questions like, what is more important, the truth or ensuring that equity is promoted? And a lot of professors basically said, I self-censor, I would prioritize making people feel good over necessarily telling them the truth. There are certain opinions that people should be reported for. There are certain topics that basically shouldn't be discussed. The usual suspect stuff like behavioral genetics, so heritability, evolutionary psychology, as in anything that kind of relates to sex differences. And yeah, it really is retarding the progress of every. And you think, well, trickling down from this, what sort of educated society are you going to have in future? That's not going to be particularly good.
Well, I think it's going to encourage independent education. I think you're going to encourage people like University of Austin, which is they're aiming to do just that and to kind of bypass all this nonsense and just teach people reality. And I also think that it's most likely, I mean, I don't even want to say most likely, it's most certainly influenced by other countries that want to degrade our ability to develop meaningful minds that come out of universities, like intelligent, useful people.
Distract them with social justice.
Not just distract them, but destroy society with them. It's Yuri Bezmenov's prediction from 1984. It's like you could pass that off as a ridiculous conspiracy theory if it wasn't totally accurate. It's amazing how people don't want to believe that maybe there's been subversion and that maybe our universities have been overrun for years with both funding, which we know is true, particularly from China. China funds a lot of American universities. They give a lot of grants. They spend a lot of money, and this was a part of the whole thing with with Joe Biden's bizarre job that he had, where he was a professor, that he never showed up for classes, and he was teaching, and he got a
mob
large
teaching
salary.
job.
He got a mob no-show job. Teaching.
But as a professor.
Yeah, as a professor. And I think he got $1 million a year
Ha,
to just
şaka.
do nothing.
You know that
Alo.
question that people ask about.
Find out how much he got.
Sesin gelmedi ha. Sen голос
Allegedly.
как-то прорывается. Ты,
He doesn't know
Микрофон
what's going
заново.
on.
He doesn't know what's going on. Well, he might auto-sign the
Yeah.
legal papers.
There's that question about, there's two options about life in the universe, that either we're alone or that we're not, and both are equally terrifying.
Yani sesin öyle bir
Right? I
kırılır.
feel
Yani
like it's
nasıl
the
düşünmüşüm.
same when it comes to Western
Bana
anti-Westernism.
şimdi.
Yeah.
And you say either
Tamam.
we're doing it to
Daha
ourselves
düzeldi.
or we're not.
Right.
And both are equally terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, you're being puppeted by this nefarious foreign power, or
Da,
you're
сейчас
just turning around
поговорим.
and kicking the ball into your own goal over and over again.
Well, I think
Да,
people
да.
will turn around and kick the ball into their own goal, but I also think they're being helped. I think there's a substantial amount of this that just works automatically. It preys upon really weak minds, and particularly bullies and mean people who want to find other people that they can hate to justify like whatever virtue they believe they have above those people, and they'll use it to hate. And John Cleese made a great video about this, why extremism is so interesting. It's on my Instagram. I reposted it the other day. Someone posted it. We'll give him credit for it. But it's a great clip from John Cleese from 30 years ago. From 30 years ago.
Prophetic.
In pre-social media. There's no social media at this time. And he essentially nails what's going on with both the right-wing extremists and the left-wing extremists. It's the same thing. They're the same people. They're finding a thing. Click this.
We've heard a lot about extremism recently, a nastier, harsher atmosphere everywhere, more abuse and bother boy behavior, less friendliness and tolerance and respect for the person. All right, but what we never hear about is extremism. It's advantage. Well, the biggest advantage of extremism is that it makes you feel good, because it provides you with enemies. Let me explain. The great thing about having enemies is that you can pretend that all the badness in the whole world is in your enemies, and all the goodness in the whole world is in you. Attractive, isn't it? So, if you have a lot of anger and resentment in you anyway, and you therefore enjoy it, then you can pretend
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
only doing it because these enemy peoples are such very bad persons. And that if it wasn't for them, you'd actually be good-natured and courteous
Да.
and rational all the time.
Okey,
So,
надо
if
посмотреть.
you want to feel good, become an extremist. Okay.
Блин, oyun işten biri. POE server algo jogo.